today. My topic today is trusting God. Because many of us, when stuff happens, we start to lose trust. We depend on our luck instead of God. And we need to learn how to trust in God. So what happens when you lose trust in God? Because God says, and everybody tells the church, that we build up by faith and by trust. So what do you build upon? Let's pray. God, thank you for all that you've done. Please help everybody to do good. Have a great day. Jesus, I pray. So what is trust? Because many of us confuse it with other things when it really isn't. So then what is it? Because a lot of us have been waiting for our entire lives to do our dreams. And God is trying to tell you that you just have to trust and believe. And you also have to do something called jump. Jumping means basically having faith. Because many of us are in the position that we are now just because we have not jumped. Reason why you still not got that car that you wanted is because God told you to jump and you didn't. The reason why you're still trying to pay your mortgage is because God told you to jump, but you didn't. And many of us want to keep on saying, oh, but it's not time yet. Well, then when it is. God's saying to jump, and he says, you want me to do this for you. You have to jump. And many of us have not been meeting him halfway. And that's what God's trying to tell us. Meet him halfway. We can't do the whole mile. He's just saying to meet him halfway. Now what is meeting him halfway? Meeting him halfway is to have faith like a mustard seed. And the last time I hear, I showed y'all how small a mustard seed is. And it's very confusing how animals, dogs, cats, lions, bears, grass, trees, they all obey him, but yet humans that have more education, that got in a very nice college, we are more stubborn than animals. Your dog has more faith than you. How is that? How is it? Because we don't have faith. We have to keep our faith strong. Just because somebody in your family passed does not mean that God isn't real, because it's just a test. Remember Job? Yeah. It was a test. Just because somebody passed in your family does not mean that it was God doesn't care about me. And God isn't here, and if he was, then why is this happening? Why is this happening? God is saying, I'm here. I'm here in your face. Now, will you let me come in? Many of us get mad at God when we're not letting him come in. That is the problem. That's the problem, and we need to fix that, because there's no way for us to get in heaven if we cannot trust in God. And we cannot be in the middle. It says that God hates it when people try to be in the middle. God rather you not love him at all, but love him for you to be lukewarm. He wants you to be hot or cold. He doesn't want you to be room temperature. And many of us have room temperature faith. So I'm telling the truth. How many have room temperature faith? Many of us need to change. Many of us need to grow. And how is that? That's by faith. And God is saying, will you trust me? Will you trust me? Do you believe me? Will you trust me? Because we have been put to the test and a lot of us have failed. We have been put to the test and a lot of us have gone short. God is saying, I need you to ace that test if you're going to come to heaven. So, are you acing or are you failing? That's the question for today. Are you acing or are you failing? We need to learn about how to keep your faith strong. How to keep your faith strong. Because it's easy for a person to get off track. It's real easy. So how do you keep it strong? Well, first, number one, where's your love for God coming from? Is it just coming from your parents telling you how good God is? Because many of us have fake faith and we don't really know God. We just go to church just because our parents have been telling us to for our whole lives. Many of us probably don't even like coming to church, but our mamas dragged us here from sleeping in bed and watching TV. And God is saying, I need you to trust me. I need you to trust me. I need you to show your love. But how do you show your love? How do you care? How do you care? Because God is saying you can't care for other people if you don't care for yourself. You can't love others when you don't love yourself. You can't say hi to your neighbor when you're not comfortable with yourself. You can't love people on your pew if you don't love yourself. Some people don't like some person on your pew, but that's all right. Because God loves you. So the next section is, when do you jump? When do you jump? Why do you jump? Why do you jump? Because why would we waste our time trying to find a dream that you don't believe in yourself? Because many of us have been given fake prayers to God because we don't believe in it. And I said that last time, how us pray for stuff and we don't believe that it's going to happen. God is saying, if you're going to tell me something, tell it with faith. But many of us don't want to do that because we walk by sight and not by faith. And we always try to see the blessings. But God is saying, I just need you to trust in me. You have to trust. You can't see everything. You can't see air, but you still breathing. We have to trust instead of seeing, because this world is made of sin. It has more sin than faith, and that's the problem. And that is why we're here to fix it. We got to tell other people to walk by faith and not by sight. But many of us always want to walk by sight so we can see the blessings. God is saying, I don't need you to see it. I have it. You just have to trust. Because trust me, if you trust God, it will go to a whole nother level. Your mortgage will be paid off if you trust in God. Your card note will be paid off if you trust in God. Your credit card bill will be paid off if you trust in God. And God is telling you to do this, but we always got to be so stubborn because we don't feel like it's time yet. And God is saying it's time, but we don't feel like it. Because some of us have lazy faith. We're going through all of them. Lazy faith. When you be lazy with your faith. You sit around, sad, crying. And God is saying, well, what you going to do? Because there's two options. You're going to sit there, or you're going to do something. You're going to sit there and whine, or you're going to sit there and pray. Lazy faith. Raise your hand if you got lazy faith. I see you, sister. Lazy faith. Next faith that we're going to talk about is fake faith. Fake faith. Uh-oh. Fake faith. Many of us say that we love God and we have faith, but none of us read the Bible, not even once. Oh yeah, I'm at you. Thought you were going to get away. Many of us say that we love God, but just when something happened, you hate Him. As soon as your car don't turn on, and you sitting in traffic, you be praying over the wheel. As soon as that happened, I knew it. And God is saying, see, fake faith. Third faith is called something I like to call cool faith. People try to be cool with their faith. It don't last a while, but they try to. God's saying, I don't need you to be cool, I need you to trust. Many of us have been sitting in the same place trying to do something else, and God's saying, I don't need you to do all that. Cool faith. What I mean by people trying to be cool, people try to do their faith in private. They try to keep their blessings to themselves. God is saying, I need you to share it to the world. That's why we're here. We're not here for fancy cars and fancy houses. We're not here for that. We're not even here to be with your friends or family. We're here to tell people about the goodness of Jesus. We're here to tell people how there once was a Savior that came and cleansed everybody. We need to tell them the good news that even when you don't have a friend, oh, what a friend I have in Jesus. We need to tell people the good news that Jesus is coming soon. But many of us want to waste it or trying to go to the Gucci store and trying to find something to wear. God is saying, I don't need you for that. Cool faith. Next faith is something I like to call faith. These are all the real holy people that don't do nothing but pray. You would call somebody on the phone and all you hear is in the name of Jesus. That's faith. The prayer warriors. Faith. I think faith are the more lucky ones. Because they are the most holy ones. Faith, I've never seen, and this all happens to us, but I've never seen a faith person do anything wrong. And it kind of troubles me. kind of does. They don't do nothing wrong. You're sitting there waiting on them to do something. You're just sitting there waiting on them to do something. But faith are the ones that truly know Jesus, because they talk with them and they walk with them all along the way. And the difference between us and them is because God is trying to knock on your door, but some of us don't answer. Some of us just act like no one ever knew. And God said, okay, I'm sitting at this porch now. And we're waiting to see if he leaves, but he's standing right there. We're waiting to see if he could go away, but see, God doesn't give up. God's still there. God will never, ever give up on you. It's so interesting how God won't ever give up on you. And he sent his son to die for us. But yet we the one that try to do wrong to him. Because we feel like God should have done this for me. God should have done that for me. He sent his son to die. That's the only thing he needed to do. He don't need to give you life. He don't need to give you food. He don't need to give you shelter. It's a blessing. And many of us take it for granted, and then that's when God says enough is enough. And that's when we're, well then God never done this. See, what people don't understand, and people keep on telling me that this happens with rich folks. When you have so much money, when you have all this, we tend to forget who gave us it. And we brag to other people. God is saying, I can take it away. How many kids have got their phone taken away and they felt just... That's the same thing with God. He says, I will take it away. I don't care how many followers you got on Instagram. I will take it away. And many of us have been standing in the same place. God is saying, you must have faith. Must have faith. Must have faith. Many of us are not where we need to be with money choices. Well, God is saying that's because you do the jumps. Jumping and having faith are the most important things in life. They really are. They are the most important things in life because that's how you live. That's how you share and how you love. You can't not love God, but yet you try to love somebody else. You can't do it. If you're going to try to show God's love to somebody else, and you don't even have love for God, and that's how many of us feel. People don't believe in God, and so they just give up. But what's so sad is that people that do believe in God, they give up too. And that's why all of us have lazy faith, because we tend to give up instead of having power. And you know who does that the most? African Americans. Because we rather stand up for all this stuff that's happening over there in the world. We rather stand up for people that hating on Donald Trump. We rather stand up for that, but we don't ever stand up for God. We sit down like Colin Kaepernick the whole time. So the problem is, the real problem is faith. And that's the thing for this youth thing, faith. And the reason why it's the thing is because some of us have been lacking in faith, and yet we want more, but we don't give more. God saying, okay, but you gotta jump. 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 We are in the same place because we have not jumped. You are in the same house since you've been born because you have not jumped. You do not have a job at this moment because you have not jumped. You're not getting paid well because you haven't jumped and quit the job. And God is saying, I will give you this. You just have to do your part. And many of us want to let God do the whole thing. He's not doing it. You have to. You have the keys. You have to unlock it. You have to do it. But many of us are too lazy. Many of us are just too lazy. So then that goes into my next faith. My next faith is called death. Some of our faith is just dead. It's just completely dead. Now why is it? Why is it dead when there is a living God that gives you food, life, health, and strength, and clothes, and shoes, and water, and stuff that you need to live, and yet we still try to take it for granted. Amen. Come on now. Now, this is something true. And if you don't raise your hand up for this, you might be lying. How many people are trying to push the poor away from you just because they didn't have as much as you? When a person that has no food, no money, that's on the streets, and they try to ask you for something, how many of y'all just get away from it? Ain't it true? You go try to get some food, there's a man right there, and you know what he's trying to get? Your favorite chicken sandwich? I'm keeping that. When somebody's trying to ask you for something and you trying to save it just so you can get your suit out the cleaners? Oh yeah. And God is saying, you got to fix that. If you're trying to have a clean mind, you have to have a clean heart. You have to be clean to get into heaven. God is saying, I have a building with your name on it. Now will you arrive? Many of us ain't trying to arrive. God said, all right, that's okay, but you're going to miss out. But what God is trying to tell us is we have to keep on moving forward. We've been trying to leave stuff behind, and that just ain't right. God is saying, I need you to come and be with me. Because God has a purpose for you. Even when you felt forgotten, God was right there. God said that He knows you by your name. He remembers you. You are His. He will be coming back for you. Now, are you letting Him? Are you shushing Him away? When God tries to talk to you, are you trying to talk to Him? Because many of us have been trying to say, God, just don't talk to me. He's trying to tell you about the job that's across the street. They give you 10 grand. But yet we want to shift God away. He's trying to help us out. And the last faith I'm going to get into is called family faith. Because we are a whole family. And a family that doesn't have faith does not have the love of God. You cannot love God if you do not have faith. It's impossible. God says that it is literally impossible to try to love somebody if you don't have faith, if you don't love him. You can't show somebody love if you don't have love. You can't show somebody $100 if you don't have it. You can't show your love if you don't have it. So where do we get it? From God. So here's the thing. Where do we pitch in? Where do we say enough is enough? Where do we say, I need to do better? Here's another thing. We always try to be right, but we wrong. We do. We do. And men, we do. And our wife tries to tell us it, but we don't listen. And they be crazy too. Y'all all be crazy. All y'all crazy together. That's why y'all say crazy go with crazy. But that's what God's looking for. A strong faith. Now, do you have it? That's the question. Do you have it? Do you have faith? God says, have faith like a mustard seed. Now, why? And I don't know how many of y'all seen a mustard seed, but mustard seed is like this small. And we don't even have half any faith. We don't even have 2% of the faith. Because we are so stubborn. And I just said, how come bears, lions, trees, dogs, cats, every pet that you ever had in your life love God and have faith more than you? People that went to Oakwood, people that has a degree, people that are very smart, African Americans, we have less faith than animals. That's just embarrassing. You can barely keep your pet in control, and yet they still love God more than you. You can barely keep them to shut up. They always bark. They always want food. And yet they have more faith than us. Now what do we do to change that? Have faith. Have faith. Have love. Have kindness. Have peace. Have joy. Because we sing songs. Oh, how I love Jesus. But do you? Jesus is the reason for the season. Do you believe that? Many songs that we know now, we just sing it because our parents make us. Every communion, when you sing the same song, the blood that gives me strength. Do you believe in that though? Do you believe that the blood gives you strength? Many of us, here's the thing. We have fake faith from where we go from what our parents gave us, and we try to play it as we own it. A lot of us have been born in church, but yet we still don't like it at all. We still don't care about it at all. I know a lot of people that have been going to church for their whole life, but yet still don't know a hymn from the book. And it's sad to have people that are so smart, but when it comes to God, they're so ignorant. People say that that's judging, but that's what we are, ignorant. Because if we wasn't, then we would have been in a higher position than what we are now. Think about it. Why are you in the same house? Why do you have the same job that you hate? Why are you still doing all this stuff when you don't like it? God wants you to be happy. But the thing is, if you want to be happy, You gotta show it. You gotta jump. The same position where we are is because we have not jumped. The reason why the car is on its last wheel and grace and mercy is all over it. And every day when you try to go to the store, you be praying to Jesus that the gas goes and that when you press on the engine it runs. God is saying, I need you to jump to get you out of the car. I needed to jump because last night my mom drove 4 hours just to get here. Do you know how devastating that is? You can't get up, sitting there with your seatbelt, tired. Think about it, 4 hours, just dead. God's saying jump, jump. Reason why some of us are still having troubles with health, because God's saying jump. We get scared. And I know sometimes we get scared about medical issues because cancer and all that. But God is saying, you have to trust in me. I don't care how scared you are. You have a Father that is with you 24/7. But we don't believe that He's here. As many of us have been in the darkness trying to find some help and some love. Trying to find a way out of it. And the thing is, many of us have been in the same place and we try to get love by drinking, by smoking, and doing all other things that doesn't go to God. God is saying, you won't find love in this. You find love with me. And we try to find love when we're just hurting ourselves. We're trying to find love in the darkness. The Bible says that you cannot find love in dark if you don't have the light. You can't find what you need in the dark. You just can't. It is the worst place for you to go. You are in the dark. You know how scary that can be? In the dark, by yourself. And God is sitting there with you. But you have to tell Him to come in. To Him. God isn't the person that's going to force you, because if He forced you, then He would have loved you. Many of us try to force God to tell us something. It's just a question. Do you love Him? Because if you love Him, then the things that you do now, God's saying, if you really love Him, you would have gave all that stuff away. But yet we try to find love with all this stuff. And God's saying, this can go away. All this stuff can easily go away. But my love and my cup of wine is everlasting. And many of us have been sitting there wondering, how can we do that? Not just close with this. Do you really trust Him? Do you really have faith in Him? Are you willing to do whatever it takes to be happy in Jesus? You just have to trust and obey. Because we both know that there's no other way to be happy in Jesus but to trust and obey. So what do we do now? Are you going to still try to say that it's too early? Are you really going to jump? We are in pain because we haven't been jumping for the last 5 years. We are in pain because we never thought about telling God, enough is enough. I want you to be the head of my life. Do you? Do you want God to be the head of your life? If you do, stand up. If you want God to be the head of your life, just stand up. Every person that's standing. People that are standing, y'all are saying that I want God to be the head of my life. And that's a good thing, because God is sitting right there right now, saying, well done, my good and faithful servant.